What's going on with y'all today, man? I got a new video for y'all. We all live in different universes. The best example I could give off the bat, right? I've always lived in New York City, different parts my whole life. You know another person who also has lived in New York City, a famous person, Jennifer Lawrence. She's an actor, if I'm not mistaken. She's lived in New York City, or she might still live in New York City. Her view and her experience is completely different from mine. Like the places that I lived and the parts that I lived at, she lives completely different. Not saying the area that I live in right now is so bad or nothing like that, but it's definitely not luxurious. Like her viewing of New York and the town that she's in is completely different. It's way more high fashion, high end. You know what I'm saying? The her neighbors, the streets that she's walking down, it's completely different from mine. It's almost as if we're living in two different realms. Like we're in the same state, still New York, but it's completely different. So it's like the point I'm trying to make is like we're all like we're all living on, like, not necessarily we're all living in the same state, but some of us were living in the same country. We're all living on Earth, but it's like we're living in different universes because our experiences are so different from each other. I got another example, right? I was just on YouTube. This might have been like a few days ago, maybe even like a week ago. This video popped up on my feed. I live in an active war zone or something like that, which was it was so crazy to me. I didn't even watch the video. I meant to watch it, but I'm gonna probably watch it maybe today or maybe like tomorrow. This person is pretty much giving a story time how they lived in a warring state or a warring country, whatever. Like they're the experience that this person has or has had before in the past. I've never experienced this. Like that's like crazy to me to think that somebody is living or was living in an active war where like grenades and people was getting shot at in their city, like around where they live at. Like that's crazy to think of. A lot of people have never experienced that type of situation, which is extremely crazy, extremely dangerous. You know, this person could have lost their life. Like it's just like you get the point I'm trying to make now. It's like, wow, like we all are living on Earth, but it's like that's a completely different realm. That's a situation I've never been in. A lot of people have never been in before. And it's crazy to think that stuff like that is going on around us. Not necessarily like around, but it's around. You know what I'm saying? Like this person just made a YouTube video. I'm making a YouTube video. Like y'all, we're all living in the around these spaces, but we're living in such a completely different universe. Just like right now, there's somebody who's in jail or in prison, and they might have been in prison for like maybe 15, 20 years. There's people who's serving like really long sentences. And their life and the stuff that they've seen, the stuff that they've experienced is like so out of this world, different than from what you might have ever experienced, because they're locked down in this place. They can't leave. They're getting told when to get up, when they can eat. They can't just casually, oh, I'm about to just go grab a snack, grab some food. Like, nah, they gotta wait until, all right, breakfast, lunch, dinner. They're living around other people who you know what I'm saying? They might not want to live around. Of course, they wouldn't want to live around just these random strangers that they don't know. Some of them is more dangerous than others. Some people might have not even supposed to be in that place. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the way how they're living. Some people's living in hell. You know what I'm saying? Some people really living like there's a person living just like I mentioned a famous person earlier. There's a person who's living a life of luxury, a life of plentiful. They got ample amount of money, ample amount of anything that they need at their disposal, food, water, any type of clothes they want, any type of entertainment they want. Then there's a person who's not living right at all, or just living an experience that's like living a life of hardship, living a life of just it's something that you can't even. There's stuff that goes on in life, crazy stuff. Like when I say crazy, I mean crazy. Like I'm not saying I'm brushing the surface, because that prison is not a joke. Warring state, that's not a joke. Like that's probably, honestly, because that could be life or death. It's people dying in there. It's people dying in these places. People getting severely hurt in these places. Like, but it's stuff that you can't even. There's stuff that you can't even imagine that goes on. I even thought of something else just now. There's a government official, right? There's a government official that has knowledge about certain things that we don't know about. It's stuff on this earth, that's stuff that's going on that you have no idea about. Yeah, you've heard of, like, different wars and different stuff going on in these different areas, and you've heard about jail and prison and this, that, and third. You might have heard of it. You never lived it, but you've heard of it. There's stuff that's going on that you've never heard of. You're like, wait, that exists? Or that's something that happens for real? Like, it's certain illnesses that you've never heard of. There's certain, like, I'm not trying to get like too conspiracy or whatever on here, but it could be interdimensional stuff, knowledge of the galaxy, stuff that we just do not know, that a government official may know, or somebody at the top of the top, that stuff that they know about, that you're like, wow, that stuff really be going on for real? I didn't even know. So it's like that person who's knows certain things. Like sometimes knowledge can be like a curse in a way, because it's like, on one hand, like, oh, you know something, or you have certain knowledge about something that other people don't know, and it might sound cool, but it's also like knowledge is also dangerous. So you know what I'm saying? It's like, it's somebody who's working in that type of field, knowing certain things, being around certain things that sounds crazy, sounds out of this world. They're living a life that they're living in a whole different type of reality. That's pretty much the, you know what I'm saying, the gist of it. Like, they're living a reality that you can't even fathom. Somebody watching this video, you might be living a life that people can't even grasp. Like the normal average person who's walking down the street might not even understand. Like, wow, like, because it might not even be someone who's far away. Like I said, the example I gave earlier, somebody living in the same state, or maybe even the same city as you, but their experience is so different because of my life circumstances, your life circumstances. Is totally different from each other. So it's like, we're all living in these places, in these states, and in these countries, in this world, but it's like we're all living in different universes in a way. Not necessarily literally, but consciously, or just, in a different, you know what I'm saying? In a different way, we're all living in almost living in different realms. It's crazy to think about, because one day I was just sitting there thinking, like, wow, like, just, you hearing different stories, hearing about different things on the news, or on YouTube, or on your social media. Like, you're seeing different things, and you're like, wow, I can't believe that this is going on, or a person has went through this, or a person is going through this. And it's, in a way, it's just like, man, it's sad. Sometimes it's not always sad, because sometimes it might be something good that's going on in a person's life that they can share, or a story that they had some hardships, but they overcame it, and they are here to tell the story today. So sometimes it's a negative turn positive. You know what I'm saying? But it's just crazy to think that we're all living on Earth. We're all living in these places, but we're living totally different lives, totally different realities. It's just food for thought. That's all I really wanted to say with this video. I'm gonna see you guys in the next one. Peace out.